Joy. What's up? The Jawn Joy is here.
Jawn Joy.
The Jawn Joy.
The Young John.
Young Jawn Joy.
What's up? It's the Jawn Joy. You know, got a special person in the building. You feel me? He could spit. Very talented. Flock A Zoe was popping.
Ain't shit. What's good with you, Miss Jawn Joy? How you doing?
Good. How about you?
Another day. Can't complain.
I see the mouth is bright.
Something like that. Zoe shit. You know.
So shit. You know who I just seen with that? Quando Rondo.
Oh yeah, you got that?
Yeah, I was like, so is it a grill or is it like implanted?
I got the permanent, so.
Oh shit. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, I'm gonna eat with them and everything.
Oh wow. See, okay, I'm still trying to understand this.
Yeah, I'm permanent. I'm permanent in the game, permanent with my teeth, all that shit. You know what I mean?
Okay, so what inspired you to, go ahead and get the permanents?
Shit, like one of them badass. I used to be bad as shit. So probably like kindergarten, I used to put aluminum foil and shit on my teeth.
For the girls, yeah.
Yeah, you know what I mean? Like on some bad, like just. So I always grew up grabbing goddamn golds, all that cool shit, whoop whoop. Mm-hmm. But it's like when you realize, and then you get to certain levels in you get to certain levels in your goddamn, you know what I mean, in your field or in your lane type shit. It's like you want trophies. So that was like. That's one of my trophies versus getting a chain and all that cool shit. Whoop, like I ain't really, cause depending on how if you really jewelry shop, you know what I'm talking about. Like the value and shit like that. It's just like cars and shit when you leave, all that shit. So it's like I got the best advice. Like if you gonna buy jewelry, buy something that it's like okay, you're okay with the depreciation. It's cause you wanted it. It's cause you know what I mean. So like first thing I'd ever want some diamonds in my fucking mouth.
So how does brushing your teeth work? Shit,
just brush my teeth regular, floss regular. I mean.
I always wondered that. I'm like, how does the teeth brushing and all of that go?
Just brush your teeth regularly, try and take care of it. I'm still in wolf mode and shit. I'm still on some street shit. So, you know what I mean? I treat them just like I treat my regular fucking teeth. Like shit.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Brush your tongue too. Motherfuckers don't be brushing their goddamn tongue. That's why they breath stink like a motherfucker. Brush your tongue and shit. You know what I mean? Like all that shit matter. But yeah.
All right, so you're from New York.
Yeah, born in Brooklyn.
Born in Brooklyn. Ooh, okay. So when'd you make it down to Georgia?
By the time I was in 5th grade.
Okay.
Like long story short, we had moved to Miami. My family is Haitian, so we was. Okay. You know what I mean, like we lived in Brooklyn, like in the center, where it's like mad Haitians, like two blocks off of Flatbush and shit. It was just like mad Haitians on that block, shit like that. So, just on some Haitian shit, like mad people migrate to Canada or Miami or, you know what I mean. So shit, I think like. I forgot the situation, but it's like a business situation on my dad's end. He moved to Miami. From Miami, I guess it being expensive, etc. I got 2 half brothers and shit like that. They moved to Georgia. They had moved to Fulton County and shit. So my dad wanted all of us to be closer. Yeah. So you know what I mean. I actually moved and moved to Newton County. So like 5th grade. By 5th grade, I was in Newton County. I left Brooklyn when I was in 3rd grade.
All right, and you still mad New York? I could feel if I see you.
It's like you can't leave it. Like it's in my blood type shit. Like my mom's side and shit. They're really Brooklyn. Like they're really like they're Brooklyn. Yeah. You know what I mean? So it's like in my first like 7-8 years of being alive. Yeah, it's like it was Brooklyn. It was really.
So what was that transition like? Cause 5th grade, you're about probably like 11, and you kind of used to, the way you live and where you're from at that time. And moving to Georgia is definitely a big transition from New York. That's 2 different worlds.
Yeah. I'm like, I like jungles in general, like, so to speak. You know what I mean? Like, I know that's off subject, like, in a way, but it's like, I like jungles in general. So by the time, like, when everybody was just about, like, us moving and shit like that, I wasn't to say I was happy because in Brooklyn and shit like that, it wasn't like a silver spoon and just like the lavish type shit. So it's like if you're really from New York and you're from certain parts of Brooklyn and certain parts of Queens, etc., you know about the air circulation, you know about just the population, like how overcrowded shit is, you know about like certain smells and shit like that that you don't really want to be. I wasn't in no fucking suburbs of Brooklyn and shit. I was in Brooklyn, like niggas was in Brooklyn. Yeah. So it's like honestly, when you're moving from those situations and you're seeing like when we went to Miami and even down to Georgia when my mom bought her first house, you're seeing some beautiful shit. And in general, it don't matter if you're a kid or a grown-ass man who's tired of, like, their circumstances. You like that shit.
Like the change of scenery.
You like the change of the scenery. You like because it's like you're accustomed to this, and it's cool. It's not like that's like a problem or anything because I was born and I was accustomed to it, but it's like when you see some better shit or, like, you see a difference, you know what I'm saying? Like, so it's like a lot of people try and downplay it, but in the South, it's like more land. The houses are better, it's bigger, etc. It's like it's more of a community involved versus up top. There's not really a community. It's who you know type shit. Like if you know them, then you know them, and it's, you know what I mean, you probably linked in with their circle. It's not the same. So I liked it. Like being 10, 11 and shit. I was into the adventure. It was something new to me.
Fire. I mean, I could see that. I mean, yeah. You know, some people, they feel some type of way. They're like, no, I don't want to leave my friends. Like, this is what I know. Like, you're going to take me to a...
I got brothers and all that shit.
Because sometimes people move and, you know what I mean? It could be Philly to New York to Philly. But those sceneries are still like the same.
My grandma live in Philly.
Yeah. So, now, music. How did music become a part, like, of your life? What age was it where you were like, you know, this is what I want to do?
I can't even remember. But it always has been, like, from my mom's side, just them being street involved, like all the parties and shit they would throw, and just the certain shit that you idolize and shit like that. I guess I got like culture off of that side, but my dad's side of the family, them real producers, like real deal lab rat pack studio type shit.
So you grew up like in studios?
Yeah, like I wouldn't say grow up in like studios like Mean Street, etc. I grew up in basement studios.
Yeah, but you were around music
a lot. Yeah.
Okay. Who were like some of your influences?
Shit, like Biggie. I'm not gonna lie, cause I'm slick on the old school side, so I'll say Biggie, Pac, Hov for real. Before I say Pac, I'll say Hov, and I'll say Hov before I even say Biggie. Also, cause
Hov is top on my list too.
Yeah, that was like he's more closer to my generation type shit. But when you thinking about like all type of shit and growing up in the South, I really did fuck with Jeezy shit, Gucci shit, Boosie shit for real. Future too. By the time I was 17, Future was definitely a good influence in my life. Just lyrically too. Like I know a lot of people say mumble rap and shit like that, but I had to realize like I grew up out here and everything, so I understand that lingo type shit. So it's like when you really listen to Future on a lot of different songs,
do you think
in a different way it was different?
Do you think Future is one of those artists where it's more so a cultural thing? Like I feel like Future has certain songs, but I can't really relate to Future like that. Like Future isn't one of those artists where it's like I want to play Future.
And
you
I
get
understand
what I'm saying?
that.
And when I came down here, everybody was like running Future, and I was just like, I don't get it.
Get it? I understand that, but it's like it's because it's like this is. He was speaking on over here, like this turf, like music. By the time I was 16, 17, I stopped listening to music in a different way. It's kind of why I'm not really listening that much right now, because music started to become, like, you know, you're not in school, you're not listening to your parents, this, that, and the third, but you're listening to music type thing. So these are like the instructions I'm getting from music, so to speak. And, you know, not on the tracks where he just talking about Dirty Sprite or et cetera. He's slick talking about a lot of different hood situations and sceneries that I'd be in, or a lot of people that you're talking about that would say to bump them, they'll be in. And it's a lot of lingo, it's a lot of things that we already hear. We hear on the regular. We probably joke or talk to our partners like that, just seen that shit. So it's like literally it almost is a guideline. The nigga almost is spitting some shit and saying, but you're not gonna be in motherfucking, you're not finna be in Boston, or you're not finna be in Brooklyn, New York, such and such. A lot of people in Brooklyn fuck with them though, because they understand that too. They might not get the lingo, but it's like once you...
It's certain Future songs I like, but I can't say I'm like...
Nah, but it's like once if you're living that, then you understand it. And I'm not talking about the Dirty Sprite, the Percocets, et cetera, but I am talking about the plays being made. I am talking about the et cetera, et cetera. You know what I mean? Like, and honestly speaking, when you really know real cocaine cowboys and real drug dealers, et cetera, it's like... it's almost like when you really are an athlete and you take certain proteins and supplements, et cetera, to boost your muscles and shit like that. I'm not promoting it, but I'm telling you real life experience as far as a nigga gonna pop a goddamn bean and stay up all night and catch 25 plays. You know what I'm saying to you? A nigga might this, that, and the third, and next thing you know, you been up for 2-3 days. You can't even sleep no more because you got insomnia. You don't go to the doctor. You don't go to this, that, and the third, but your homeboy says sip a little bit of this and you gon', you know what I mean? Like, so it's like, but on some real street nigga shit, like niggas aren't gonna explain it to that extent to where you understand. Like sometimes certain people are real drug users, etc., and you do become a drug. It does become a horrible habit. Don't get that misunderstood. But a lot of street niggas in the beginning, etc., like it's really. It's certain. It's just tools. It's pieces of.
So lean is like a street nigga drug.
That. Like
lean, street nigga drug.
I wasn't even talking about lean because I don't personally like lean, but I was definitely talking about uppers. I was definitely talking about beans. Perks is a downer and shit like that.
So what's an upper?
A bean, ecstasy, or Molly, etc. Like shit like that. Like, you feel what I'm saying? Downers, etc. Again, because you've been up for days. You've been up off it. Like, I remember Lucci came up. He said some shit about I mean, he took a bean or a molly, some shit, and then he popped some. But you got to be hood to understand me, etc. I mean, like, in a way where it's like, bro, you been up. You been up. You feel what I'm saying? Ain't no going to sleep neither. You don't even feel like it. But then you might eat this, you might pop this, and within the next hour, 2 hours, you're like, okay, I could relax for a second. I could goddamn chill out and shit like that. Like, you know what I mean? Like, or you even at that, I really had a lot of loyal people because I was always there. I was accessible, whether the product was the best or not. That's what taught me also, like, music-wise, business-wise, etc. Like, your consistency plus the product. You feel what I'm saying to you? Your consistency, though, being there 24/7, becoming somebody that they know, like, okay, no matter what, I'm finna get something from them. I'm gonna be able to. You know what I'm saying to you? Yeah.
All right.
Like,
got you. Now, you were kicked out in the 11th grade. Okay, so, like, kicked out your parents' house or like kicked out of school? Okay. Yeah. So, how that? What happened?
Shit, I was having fun. I was having fun all 10th grade year bullshitting. I was having fun all 10th grade year bullshitting. Having a lot of fun 10th grade year. I got kicked out my mom's house 9th grade, so I was in Miami 9th grade, and then 10th grade I ended up coming back. I had missed her a lot. She missed me and shit, so it kind of worked for a second. So, you know what I mean? Niggas just really was just doing the wrong things all summer. Caught the first couple felony charges and shit. And
when you was in high school?
Yeah, but it was over summertime, and it didn't have shit to do with school, etc. But by the time, first week of 11th grade start, I'm thinking I'm about to be rapping and shit like that in the hallways, because I was already starting to, like, do poetries and rap and shit like that. So people were already starting to get that in their mind, like, okay, this nigga's gonna be doing this with his life, or this is probably what he want to do type shit. Like, first motherfucking week, fucking, I'm sitting in math class or some shit being a goddamn... I was just being me type shit, just chilling. And yeah, you heard my name on the intercom. Motherfuckers a lot of times got used to hearing that shit and shit like that. So it was just like, damn. Shawty was just, assistant principal was just on some shit like, you caught these felonies and shit during the summertime, and you're a risk to the environment.
Oh, wow.
Type thing. Like, we don't want you around the kids and shit like that. So I had to go to a whole trial and all that. They sent me to alternative school. Alternative school made it worse. So wasn't even no finishing 11th grade. Like, if honestly, my father and them, they saved me from my whole own destruction type shit. They really, I mean, I had to live in Haiti for a year. So that
wow. So what was that experience like, even going down to Haiti?
It was amazing. That shit was amazing. That shit made me mature. It made me mature like a motherfucker, because you see third world countries and you see a lot of orphans and shit
you
like
felt like
that.
It made you more grateful?
All of that
shit?
Hell yeah. But a lot more mature as well. Like, you know what I mean? Like, grateful but mature. Like, I mean, know what life really is about and shit like that. So.
Yeah. Now, you were saying that they, like, sent you to alternative school, and then it, like, it didn't help, it made you worse.
Yeah.
I think that might be a big issue a lot of the times, you know what I mean? When they put kids into alternative schools and things of that sort. What do you think, like, a better resolution for that would have been, a better solution for that would have been, instead of, like, or what people can do now, or if there could be any type of switch in that for the kids that get into trouble and things like that, and then, schools are like, let's put them into an alternative school.
For one, this shit ain't even happened during school or at school, so I don't feel like the principal should have, I don't say that, I don't feel like the lady should have got down, took that and said, okay, let me take your education, let me take away, because, like, from that point on, it was straight street shit, it was straight, so I don't need, like, you need to be in school to learn how to live within society and shit like that. So when you take that away from a kid, especially who's not going to be able to cope on his own to learn how to live within society, you're not doing nothing but creating more and more disaster. So, shit, I don't know, nigga. I don't even know. I ain't even smart like that. So I can't even sit back and be like, hey, do this, and that's what's going to work. I would just say,
my whole thing
pay
is
attention.
Not for you to have the
I would just say pay
recipe
attention.
or remedy for it, but it's just more so, like, if you could tell them, like, you want to help me, what would actually help you?
Yeah,
you know what I mean,
would
to
say
help
pay
other
attention.
kids.
I would say just pay attention to the kids. I say, like, actually hiring teachers and principals and putting people in power that actually give a fuck about what they're doing while they're doing it, versus just chasing a check. versus just trying to feed their kids, etc. Because that's what a lot of schools is filled with the type of teachers and principals, etc. They don't want to be there. So if you actually have a school filled with people who want to be there and care about your child, then you know what I mean, you're gonna have different. It's gonna be a different situation. So that would be like my best answer towards that. Just hire better teachers, better principals. Like, do better.
All right, now you you know, in your bio, on your Instagram bio, I seen the smartest '90s baby you'll ever meet.
Yeah, hell yeah. Born in '95, born in the '90s. Smartest 90 baby you'll ever motherfucking meet. The smartest, the '90s. Yes, sir. Yes. Yes. Yes, sir.
What do you think the stigma that's on us '90s babies? What do you think of that? You know what I mean? People don't automatically go and say, you know, '90s babies are the smartest. You know, they kind of look at us like, you know.
Shit, yeah, like that's you said what's the stigmatism?
Yeah.
That's the stigmatism, like, but it's because we are the generation that's transitioning into technology, etc. The millennials, you know, so it's like we're
technically the end of millennials, though.
The end of it? Well, it's like, period, point blank, we on to it's different, like, it's about to be different. You know what I'm saying to you? From the phones to the video games to the kids, etc. Like, you know, your kids that are like 3-4 years old working tablets, etc. are a lot different from when I was 3-4 years old. I ain't gonna lie.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, just shit like that. Advanced. You know what I mean? So the stigmatism, they just don't know. You just don't know us. They don't know no better. It was a mixture of all type of shit going on. So the expectations of us, I don't even think is high enough. And at the same time, I don't think they realize what we're doing and how far we're going.
Okay.
So.
All right, now, Forever video out now.
Yeah.
Dope. Just listening to you, you're a spitter.
Hell yeah.
Definitely could still see a lot of the. Honestly, I wouldn't think you even grew up in Georgia just listening to your music.
That sucks.
I mean, no, not like that, but I mean, like, you actually like your rap, like you rap.
Yeah, that's
a lot of up north vibes.
That's good, because I would always want, you know, Brooklyn in me forever, but it's definitely a little county called, you know, Noon County. It's definitely that has to have some type of
influence.
Yeah.
Okay.
So it's like, it's good though. It's good. It's hella fucking good for it to be on some rap nigga vibe versus it just being crazy or just, you know what I mean, different shit like that. Not like it's something wrong with it, but it's good to stand for some type shit.
So what's coming up next? Like, you working on a project? What's the dealio?
I'm trying to get my first real project put together. Just artist wise, it's very hard to. It's been very hard. It's getting easier now to transition into being an artist and thinking about myself as a brand and just the artist in general and creating. So I'm just getting something together. I don't have no name yet. I don't have really just a whole idea, but I do have a direction on where I'm going. So for the rest of the summer.
What's the direction that you're going?
Shit. If it's free, it's me.
Hold on, break it down. If it's free, it's me.
Hell yeah, if it's free, it's me.
Okay, I'm not fully following. Can you help me out?
You gotta get it to got it.
I'm still not following.
I know.
Am I not supposed to?
If
it's free, it's me. I'm gonna go back and I'm gonna try to analyze that. If Facts. It's free, it's me.
Facts.
All right. Facts. So, you know, we were talking off air. We was talking about strip clubs. You're in the strip club about twice a week.
That was cap.
That was cap? That was cap?
That was cap for now.
Because I definitely hit the strip club twice this week.
That was cap for now, you know what I mean? But, yeah, I'm gonna be in them bitches. You know what I mean? I'm really...
What's your favorite strip club in Atlanta?
I'm a ratchet nigga. I like Strokers. Strokers is what I grew up in.
Never been there. Okay.
Yeah, Strokers. That's what I grew up in type shit. Okay. All my gang niggas. Strokers. Shout out to Strokers.
Strokers.
Uh-huh.
All right, bet. So I wish you much success. Can't wait to hear more music. Waiting on the project. You know, when it drops, come back, see the kid.
It's a bet.
Send me the music, you know what I mean, so I can spin it.
You got shit dropping all summer. Singles
all
dropping
summer,
every 2-3
all
weeks.
summer 19. That's fire though. To, you know what I mean, just be consistent with dropping the music.
Yeah, it's ready. Videos ready. Everything gonna be ready.
Streets. All right. Flock of Zoe is in the building. It's the Jawn Joy. Let everybody know where they can find you at.
Shit, y'all can find me at _. Yeah, that's really it. That shit simple as fuck. _. How you spell flock? FLOCK. You know what I mean? Smartest 90s baby alive. Smartest 90s baby you'll ever meet. Yeah.
And right before we get out of here, Flocka Zoe, the name. How'd you come up with your name? I just got to ask that.
Oh, hell yeah. Shit, I was 17 working at a barbershop, you know what I mean, with all these old heads and shit. And we already had somebody in there called Slim. And my boss is Panamanian and shit like that. He was just being funny. He called me Flocko one day. And from that point on, everybody was calling me Flocko. Like everybody in that whole neighborhood area, all of that. It was just Flocko, shit like that. So it ran since I was like 17, 18. When I tried to like come up with a rap name or some shit, I had Flock got 'em, Flock been had hoes, all that shit, and I had put
Flock been had hoes, yo.
I had put all that shit, and I put Flocka Zoe, and this girl who actually she like vlogs a little bit. Shout out to Hannah. She came at me and was like, I like Flocka Zoe, like it. And you know what I mean? Like I said, it's just a sentence. Like I was trying to describe myself or some shit on Instagram. So you know, a lot of people would call me Zoe and shit like that. Shit, you know what I mean? So shit, it started to make sense.
Flocka Zoe, thank you for coming through. It's the Jawn Joy.
Hey, it's the Jawn Joy. It's either created by us, too lit, or inspired by us.
Living my best life.
It's Southside on Dash Radio.